I'm so glad they're there.
Yeah, boy, that's a good break. Okay, we're back live. Jan's gonna do some ribs. We're gonna get all this out on the grill.
Are you live now?
Yeah.
I'm texting my daughter.
Go ahead.
My daughter and my two of my sons are down at Epcot Center in Disney World with one of our church groups. And they're sending me pictures and it's exciting. I'm so glad they're there and they get to go. Okay, I got distracted. Ribs. All right. So let's talk about ribs, because you can go out to a restaurant and you can pay $9,000 for a rack of ribs, or you can pay $15,000 for a rack of baby backs. You can even pay for, what's that thing they got now? Riblets?
Yeah, riblets, that's what.
Yeah, I was going to show you what a riblet is. They're super expensive. They're really expensive. So let's talk about how to do it at the house and not spend all that money.
Oh, now we're getting rid of the purge here.
Getting rid of the purge. And, if I drop that in the trash, I'll be so mad. Oh, I would not be happy. I've been fussing at Daryl all day for dropping trimmings in the trash. If I drop that whole thing in there. Okay.
Whole rack of ribs.
Whole rack of ribs. Why do I keep getting extra bits today? All day long.
I did the same thing to you.
I know.
The brisket.
Was it the brisket?
Yeah.
Okay. Couple things. I'm going to dry him off a little bit because he's a little hard to work with. That purge is the liquid that is packed in cryovac packaging with large cuts of meat like this. And it's chemicals that are used to help in the wet aging process. That's not blood, which most people think. There is some blood, of course, in there. So it's not really a bad thing. It's just not a wonderful, delicious thing. You want to get rid of it. So, that is a heavy trash can. So, first thing we want to do, and ribs are kind of funny, especially when I just saw what Daryl did for the competition style ribs. The first thing we want to do is trim off where we have some silver skin. And there's not a ton, but what you do have, you need to get rid of. And we're getting rid of this line of fat right across here. We're not going to worry nearly as much about trimming it up and making it square and making it perfect. Because if you've got ribs at a backyard barbecue or at a tailgate, that's when it's not barbecue till you're wearing it, right? They're not supposed to be perfect and square. And I said a minute ago, and I meant it, I've never seen a square pig, so I don't expect to see a square rack of ribs. I don't know. That's something that, don't understand that part. I understand wanting to make it pretty, but that's a little much. Now, I'm just running the tip of that paring knife. This is part of the backbone, right here. I'm just running the tip of my paring knife right here, because here is where you've got a significant portion of silver skin. So Daryl, how come your silver skin was all in one piece and mine's all nicked up?
Well, it's how you pull on it. You kind of have to watch as you pull on it.
But I didn't touch it yet.
Oh, wow.
It came out of the package that way.
Oh, my goodness.
So, anyway.
Oh, shoot. Okay. Well, they messed up.
Yep.
Whoever,
Silver skin on a rack of ribs is a lot easier to pull off than it is like on a brisket or a whole fillet. In those, you have to really work a knife. However, if you're at home, especially if it's not nicked up coming out of the package, you really just have to get your fingertips under there. Daryl used a paper towel, but I'm not coordinated enough to do that. I would just I wouldn't get done what I need to get done. But you can see it peels off of there pretty easy. And only gloves around are extra large, and they'd be hanging off my fingertips. So I can't really use the gloves. That wouldn't work for me. So we're being careful. Now let's turn him over. And I'm just checking to make sure anything really nasty we're going to get rid of. Here's what I see. This strip right here. And that's about it. Now, Daryl trimmed his ribs, and for like the competition style. First thing he did was he took off this backbone, which runs right here. This, and you can feel it. You can tell exactly where that is. Now, you didn't take it off in a separate piece. He just ran the knife right down there, didn't you? Then, if you come here, you can feel where the tops of each of those ribs are. And then this section right here is what cartilage? So we've got cartilage up here, but the rib bones don't extend all the way up here. Now, just because my hands are not nearly as strong as I would like them to be, Daryl, can you run a cut for me right across here
Okay.
and take that section off?
All right.
Because that knife is bigger than my arm.
It's big, yeah. It is,
Next time I'll bring my own knives. How about that?
Okay. Sound like a.
I have a much smaller set of knives. They're easier for my hands to work with. I have never used anything like that machete.
It's a big 12-inch.
I think even my chef's knife is 8 inches.
Oh, okay.
Okay, there we go.
So I kind of messed it up a little bit. Let me straighten it up a little bit. Cartilage got a little bit. Every once in a while I get a rack of ribs, got an extra big piece of cartilage right there. And I was doing a show the other week and
You know what my answer to that is? If you're at home, who cares? I mean, really, like I said, I've never seen a square pig, and I'm going to show you the finished product over here in a minute, so that if you are doing competition, this is what yours is going to look like. But at home, this is where you start getting into a lot of waste, which makes me insane. It really drives me nuts. It's wasting money, it's wasting food, and I don't like to do either one. So I'm not going to take a couple of the steps that Daryl took to do his competition ribs, because it doesn't affect the cooking time or the flavor, or really, you know, if you lay that out for somebody, they're going to be happy that you appeared. So you don't have to have it all perfectly square.
Dive off the diving board.
Yeah. So I'm just giving a quick check for silver skin, which is that membrane that contracts instead of, it doesn't render and it doesn't melt. It just pulls the ribs up in a strange shape. And I'm good. I've gotten it all.